Alright, sorry for the delay. I have made the necessary arrangements to get those Masters of Arabia 2v2 recorded games for after this set of arena games. Lol Stark's Relic says Racer. Let's have a look. What the hell? That is hacking. You know, in the stream, that's actually Metal RTS there saying absolute rigged. Map hacks, yeah. Klavskis was describing these as metal relics, i.e. Metal RTS, and the relics being inside the base. But what the... You don't see that much. Like, I hope, as we look at the rest of his map now, that it's absolutely horrible, because that is a joke. Where's the rest of them first? What's Stark looking at? Sees all the relics. I mean, they were actually laughing at how close they were before, but I don't know what they've seen to. Stark scared of Wallow War, Monk War, so maybe Squeak can do something. They're saying, but yeah, this is ridiculous. Where's the last relic? Okay, Squeak gets one inside his base, but really there should be 4 relics for Stark. Well, it will be at least 3 and probably 4. Because this one's much easier for him to get as well. Insane. How's the rest of Stark's map looking? Forward main gold, second gold outside of his walls, back main stone, and third gold outside of his walls. Actually, Stark is going to have potentially a lot of pressure on his gold. He could stonewall this part to keep this gold safe, I suppose. But yeah, the amount of pressure that Squeak may be able to put on Stark's golds here potentially makes up for the fact that Stark's going to get 3 relics without even trying. And Stark screwing up the border. Forced to jump on a sheep instead. Meanwhile, let's have a look at Squeak's map. I hope he's got a good one. Make up for that relic situation. Main gold, okay. Still close to the walls, but it's not the worst. They must have been arguing over sheep earlier then. Second gold outside the walls. Second stone outside, but not in the worst spot. Literally a house or a stone wall there, and he's fine. Some extra gold here that he may find, and a nice back third gold and back main stone. So okay map for Squeak really. Guy has been fairly kind to him with that one, apart from this situation that I keep banging on about. Stark's deer also outside the walls, making it a little bit more difficult to lure those in if he was actually going to try to. They're talking so much crap. Squeak having to push in some deer from outside as well. Looks like he's managed to get 2 in actually. Minimum of 2. Yeah, there was a pack of 4 for the players. So perhaps that's actually the 3rd deer that Squeak's managed to push in. Bringing in a second boar as well. So looking good. And the food economy situation, even if this deer is doing a Bambi and just doing whatever the hell it likes. But yeah, this is a Byzantine's war. We've had this game restarted twice now, I think, so I talked more about the Civ itself. Oh, hang on, there were 2 deer still, so Squeak's only lured 2 deer in. Never mind. Suck. I swear there was only 1 when I looked a moment ago. Anyway, the Civ, Byzantines, monks. We've been seeing the spectator chat talk about the Wallow War potential and saying that Stark doesn't really fancy a monk war. So maybe this is Squeak's chance. Stark actually went 2-0 down in the series, which we haven't casted from the start. We jumped in sort of halfway through game 3 just, and we were blissfully unaware that Stark was 2-0 down at that point. So Stark survived the first match point that Squeak had, first elimination point against him. And Squeak has 2 more chances to record a sizable upset against a player that did pretty well in Masters of Arena 3, if my memory serves me correctly. Did Stark make a loom? Yes, he did. Both players having made the loom at this point. Keep an eye on that villager number, see if any player is like 3/4 of a villa ahead or something. But yeah, start magically pushing in those deer from outside the walls. No problem there, having opened up another hole in the wall. Not much difference in the villager counts. Stark being the first player to click up, so Squeak gonna go up on at least one villager higher. Actually got the food to click up right now, but it looks like he's gonna go for 26. And yeah, he's on his way. So 44-second difference between the two players, 2 population difference. So Squeak 6 seconds ahead of Stark there, and TC time. Let's take a look at the builds then. Squeak 2 on gold, and we must be planning to sell something to actually get the 200 gold to click up there, because those 2 villagers probably not gonna be able to get in 200 gold in that time.
Yes.
Oh, did he not see the relic by 1 tile or something? I didn't scout the relic. Market blacksmith, of course. Stark doing the same, putting the market blacksmith in the back. Always useful just to leave the option there that you might not be doing market blacksmith, but really it'd be very difficult to expect something else. Yeah, Stark is going to be significantly faster with the castle age time here. We're still at 2 population difference, but Squeak actually going to do 3 villagers whilst he's in the feudal age there. So he's heading up to the castle age on 29 villagers. The Stark's 26. Heavily onto gold now, of course, for both players. We'll likely see at least 2 monasteries straight away from both, and fight for some of the relics that are out in the middle. But saying that, there's only 1, so not that many relics to actually contest here. I wonder if Squeak's aware just how he doesn't know just how hacked this is. I mean, looking at scouting right now, he sees 1 relic, and he scouted most of the arena, but actually lost his scout in a scout war. See, this guy's on 2 HP, so he doesn't see any more relics, and he must be thinking they're either here, here, or in Stark's base. But it probably hasn't encountered him. Sorry, probably hasn't occurred to him that Stark would actually have 3 relics right there. I want to say, when does that ever happen? But I probably haven't watched enough arena to actually say if it's terribly, terribly uncommon or not, but it's certainly pretty hacks. Triple monastery from Stark, so going past the double there, and we are indeed going to see the wall at the wall. We're going to run out 1 monastery, 2 monastery. Is he going to go for the 3rd? Bosaw. So slightly less monk-centric approach from him potentially if he doesn't throw up that 3rd monastery, although obviously with him having got 2. Yeah, Stark got Bosaw as well. I'm wondering if I missed that. Atonement being Stark's first research to convert Squeak's monks. And he's healed up his scout completely, which is quite nice. GG. So his Metal RTS, that's one of the many Metal RTS Smurfs, Elite Lumberjack. But yeah, Squeak 2 Monasteries and 2 TCs. So much more of a quick boomer approach, really, with just the 2 monasteries, and wanting to go and head out and get a relic from here, but it's going to be too late. Stark is going to have 4 relics, and Squeak hasn't even picked up the one inside his walls. Squeak's now heading out into the rest of the arena and trying to uncover the parts of the Fuggle wall that he didn't pick up when his scout went down, but already he's going to see that there are no relics left to take, and he'll probably be thinking, oh, Stark just ran out and grabbed them too fast for me, rather than they were all in Stark's walls anyway. Sanctity for Stark, increasing the hit points of his monks. I don't think we've seen any monk upgrades for Squeak just yet, have we? How many has he produced? He's on 5 monks? Finally picked up that 1 relic. What's that question, isn't it? Do you want to go for the far relics or the close ones first, or the safe ones? But that one was so close to his monastery. I don't think there was any downside to getting it as fast as possible. Got a problem now though, because Stark's got Atonement and he hasn't, so he's just got to run like hell from Stark's monks, in as much as these monks are capable of running like hell, and the threat of watching his holy men transition to the red team has caused him to click Atonement straight away, but he's still down on monk numbers relative to Stark. 3 monasteries versus 2. And it's actually 9 monks versus 11 monks versus 5, considering Squeak now owns the scout of Stark. And the wheelbarrow timing is kicking in. Okay, Stark, let's see the monk micro. He's got the first conversion. Oh my god, Squeak, you just lost every single monk. What the hell? This guy's got 100% faith, but Squeak's just like, screw it, I'm dead. Stark suddenly has 17 monks and was about to have 18 to Squeak's 0. Well, that was a quickly decided game. GG. And we're going to see the decider. Nobody's cast Eddie versus Spaden yet, to my knowledge. If you were paying attention to either this stream or the previous one by Clavskis keenly, you will have discovered the result. And on that basis, I'm probably not going to cast them like my original intention was, because, yeah, casting recorded games when you know the result can be quite tricky not to give it away, and you don't have the same level of interest in the game necessarily, unless it's like your favourite setting or something. But for me, that would be Arabia rather than Arena. That was the first battle I've seen where no units actually died. Well, there you're wrong, because Squeak did actually lose his scout, and then Stark's one, which survived on 2 HP, got healed to full health, got converted to Squeak, and then got converted back to Stark right at the end. The scout probably had a more eventful game than anybody else, or anything else. But Stark's scout was returned to its rightful home in the end. Players are launching. We will be in there in a moment. I'm just going to take a quick break for 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and we'll be into the decider between Squeak and Stark. Squeak is like between 1900 and 2000 rated in general. Plays Arabia mostly, to my knowledge. But yeah, I'll leave you with somebody's view lock whilst I take a 1 minute break at the start of the game. Just launching in a moment. Oh, they are paused actually. With 20 seconds to go on the spectator delay. I remember watching Stark against MBL and Stark resigned in the Dark Age because MBL owned his ball. The only reason I can see to do that is if you've got like a completely unlurable deer. What the hell? Stark is losing to Squeak. Yeah, that was our reaction. And that was why we were like, yeah, we can cast this instead of Master Array because suddenly this was actually interesting. Alright, I'll leave you on Squeak's view lock once more and I'll come back a couple of minutes into the Dark Age.
Monday? Yes. Yes. See? See?
Servidora. 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 Presta. ¿Sí? Mande. Servidora.
Alright, I'm back. And what have we... Oh, Spanish War. For the finale, rather, of this best of 5 round of 16 clash between Stark and Squeak. Stark has turned round a 2-0 deficit, surviving 2 of 3 match points. Can he take the third and complete massive comeback, or will Squeak record an upset? They say one of my gold is trapped, but I don't GB. Oh yeah, does have a traps to gold, but if he scouts correctly, you'll find that he has an extra map gold. Not that it doesn't still give him the right to take admin restart, of course, but if as long as he explores his back area thoroughly, he can. What? Squeak, man. GG, sick of it. Nah, don't GG. You lost to Vil to Boar and resigned. Kidding me. Oh. Squeak, why do you do this, man? Not losing the ball, but resigning straight away. Go 2-0 up against Stark. Speechless. Oh well. Let's check the lobby. They're doing another one. Yeah, Squeak resigns because I'm sick of it. But looks like there's a discussion going on in the lobby. Yeah, they are actually going to GB for the admin re. They're going to go again, guys. They're going to go again by the looks of it. So Squeak, I thought he was just like rage quitting the series or something, but he's going to take his admin re, and it's actually that he was. I don't know whether it was the fact that he lost a villager that caused him to actually take the restart. Also, I don't know whether they were still within the player restart time there, because you actually have 2 restarts within a best of 5. Yeah, it was too late for a player restart. It was 4 minutes 26, but admin restart usually allows a significantly higher limit of like 8 minutes or something to take it. So well within his rights, and they are actually going to play the game, which I'm really glad about, because it would be such a shame to just Squeak not to give it a real go now that it's in game 5. Yes, Marthy. That was my reaction to. We were supposed to be watching Masters of Arabia, but we couldn't join the game. We wanted to join because Let's Improve is a new post. If you watch this on video, playback later. So we were filling in some time, just casually spectating Squeak versus Stark. And then all of a sudden we realised that it was actually a really interesting series playing out, because Squeak was 2-0 ahead. The first game we saw was actually Stark's first win that pulled it back to 2-1. But yeah, Squeak is on the 3rd of his 3 match points against a player who will be considered a heavy favourite here. I think Squeak's playing at a really good level lately, because he got up to, I think he even just got above 2k on his 1v1 rating, but yeah, he's certainly been solidly 19++ lately, so playing well, and Stark doesn't play that much, although I've never seen Squeak do himself justice on Arena, let's put it that way, before, and kind of bring those Arabia skills over into Arena. Like I remember seeing him play against Metal last year, and it was so one-sided in Metal's favour. And he's generally, in my experience of seeing him, as a player with a very casual approach to tournaments.
See?
And like, you know, maybe he quits out of games too early or whatever. But he's going the distance here, and once again, this is the deciding game of round of 16 Masters of Arena 4 clash between Squeak and Stark. Best of 5. It is team random. It's a Spanish war. We just saw the games get restarted for a trapped gold that Squeak had. Let's quickly examine the maps for anything that might be worthy of an admin restart this time. Not seeing anything at the moment, and just from that quick scan of the maps, which I'll now do a little bit more slowly for your benefit, because I know it's hard to see on stream if you're a viewer, Squeak has actually come out way on top of this map generation. So I wonder if Stark's got any restarts. Both players have used one each, to my knowledge at this point, but they could have used more. They have 2 each. Squeak, fantastic back gold, fantastic back stone. Second gold, okay, it's outside the wall, and third gold also outside the wall. But Squeak with better access to all the relics, I think. Every single relic is closer to him. And main golden stone would have been great, but Stark read, and wisely, because this map is shit. There's no dancing around it. Let's go back. Man, we'll see this game one day. One day game 5 will happen, and we'll finally know whether Squeak or Stark won. Players have launched once again. Well, into the game setup screen at least. Seems Metal RTS has left the lobby, which is surprising considering the fact that we have actually reached a deciding game 5 now. It's time. I said it last time, but this is going to be the one. I can feel it. This is going to be the one that sees this deciding game actually play out past the magical 4-minute mark at which you can't restart anymore. Let's look for bug maps. I don't see you on. Relic in the gate. Almost. I nearly did that annoying thing people sometimes do when it's like that. And I go and do it anyway. Yeah, no bug maps here. Everything looks fine to me. So, Spanish War. Between Stark in the red and Squeak in the green. Let's start with Stark's map. Main gold is quite forward by the wall. Second gold way outside. Well, third gold you might call it. Second gold in the back. Second stone in the back. On balance, probably a bit below average. Got a couple of relics in the base as well. 2 more metal relics for Stark, like in the last game. The Byzantine War, when he had 3 relics inside his base. Look for the other relics. This one stands more chance of going Stark's way as well. And we saw Squeak got 2 basically in his base as well. So actually, we're likely to end up with a relic distribution of 3-2 in Stark's favour, which is a difference that has some impact but not decisive. Squeak's map, meanwhile, second and third gold, both pretty terrible exposed forward positions. Even the second goal is directly in the line of fire, the line of advance should Stark attack him. Right, straight down the middle. Stone mine's potentially very important here. Got a nice back stone to work with, but the front stone is also in a horribly exposed position. At least he's got a great main gold spot though. Pretty well defended there behind that forest. So with Spanish, decent chance that we'll see castles and conquistadors here. Seems like the go-to strategy to me. Admittedly, not terribly enlightened. Well, not a terribly enlightened view of arena wars between Spanish mirrors, shall we say. But I guess you kind of have choice of whether to just do a few conks and a few monks, try and take some relics and then not commit too much, or whether to try and commit heavily with pushing in the castle age with conquistadors as well. We'll try and do fast imp, treb and castle and conk push as well. No, it's noticeably really silent, isn't it, in this game? Previous games we've seen a lot of chatting and joking around, but suddenly deadly quiet. Banter has stopped, and players seem to be taking it very, very seriously indeed. Squeak luring in a deer as he brings his second boar to his TC. Slightly sloppy looking boar kills by Stark, but I think he'll live. And pushing a deer from outside the walls as well. Much. Oh, actually, Squeak got a tough deer lure as well. The scout can't get out the gate because the relic has got it stuck there. He's having to go to real effort to actually push these deers in, but it is so important. I said deers, didn't I? I'd cut that habit, and I'm now have developed it again. Terrible. See what the chat's saying. Squeak unexpectedly strong, yes. Are you the real Spike Spiegel? I don't know. The relic reminds me of that game in WSVG where Loiza built a dock and then his villager got stuck behind the relic. Yeah, I remember that now you mention it. So start going out to stone first. Might look to sell some stone to get the gold to go up to Castle Age instead of mining gold initially. Not sure if that's the done thing. But yeah, he's going to go out to gold as well actually. Squeak just a little bit later, going out to the mines. We saw that in the last game as well, didn't we? He was kind of late on gold and only sent 2 vills and didn't sell anything because I was expecting him to, and that caused him to stay in the feudal age for 3 villagers worth of time instead of 2 villagers worth, which is not something you frequently see, let's say. Did he get loom? Nope.
Servidora.
No loom for either player here. The Squeak going up with 27 and Stark with 26, but there's only a 12-second difference. So Squeak ahead by a villager, but only half a villager behind in feudal time. So Stark's sloppier Dark Age by comparison to Squeak there. We saw a 6-second advantage for Squeak, and I think it was the last game. Yeah, kind of makes you think perhaps Stark isn't. Well, let's say someone said earlier, is he a little bit rusty? They haven't seen enough to know, and stuff like that from a player of his level perhaps leads you to conclude not quite on top of his game at the moment. So Market Blacksmith for both players, and we'll see the castle click up soon. Presumably Squeak's just going to do +2 villagers and few lasers instead of +3 this time. Stark using the market a little bit to get up. Selling 200 wood and buying 100 food. Squeak not needing to use it to go up. Perhaps predictably, considering he went up a villager later, so it just gives him that little bit of extra time to gather in more resources to go up to the castle age. But now we see one villager difference still remains between the two players, and yet Squeak is only 4 seconds behind. So Stark is now 21 seconds of TC time behind Squeak in this game, which is something, certainly. What I was just saying about Squeak playing a little cleaner than Stark certainly continues to hold true. Didn't really take too much notice of the back areas, or did I? Yeah, these are just the player Stark's main resources actually. There's no extra resources in the back for Stark. Squeak, meanwhile, nothing extra back there either, so that's quite fair. All of the extra resources are in the middle of the map. Stone there, and yeah, 2 extra golds on the far right hand side. Perhaps a tiny bit closer to Stark, but able to be contested by both players. Nothing is as funny as Metal trying to push the earth through a tree for 4 minutes. Okay, Squeak will throw up his castle right on his stone there, securing that forward stone. I want to make sure he doesn't get pushed off it, and therefore he'll be able to continue mining it to forward TCs and potentially a second castle later on as well. Going for a monastery as well, bringing the relic inside his base and the one just outside, and perhaps look at getting the one that's in the middle but nevertheless a bit closer to Stark. He does see it. He's also got perfect scouting of the whole middle area, and he's going to pick up Stark's scout for free, or at least have the advantage of HP there. Although, if he only encounters monks, it barely matters anyway, because they don't damage the scouts, only convert them, obviously. Sometimes I think you're just stating the obvious. Stark, that's sort of in an okay spot. Sort of protecting the stone, sort of protecting the gold, but not fully protecting either of them. I mean, Conquistadors here and here can still easily attack those mines. But right next to the gate to exit the base, and one of the most aggressive castles Stark could have done without placing outside the walls. It's also really close to the extra relic that is actually going to be contested, which is perhaps part of his thinking in the castle placement there. And he's going to send the monk right out there. I mean, that monk needs to pick up the relic. It takes 2 steps back. It's already underneath the protection of the castle. So, good positioning overall. And Stark's actually sending his conquistadors out here to try and stop Squeak from picking up the relic that's outside of Squeak's walls. And he snipes the monk there. Really nice. Did Squeak pick... Yeah, Squeak didn't pick this relic up. He was sending 2 monks, trying to get them both. Not sure what... Yeah, okay. I was thinking this monk was gonna head out there and try and go around there for a second. It seemed to make more sense to try and sneak out here. You've got much less chance of being picked off. But Stark picking off his second monk now, and he's a conquistador 2 ahead actually. 8 military versus 5, and Squeak's got a scout in there. I'm not sure if yes, Stark's still got a scout as well. So it's 7 conquistadors versus 3. Squeak really didn't invest too much in conquistadors straight away. Having said that, Stark's military count was at least 1 lower than I said because I wasn't counting the monk in amongst it. But Squeak 3 villages ahead, which tells you you've got a second TC before Stark did. Let's see if Stark's actually got... Yeah, he's got the second TC now. And potting up the third. Is Squeak building it? Yeah, Squeak's already on 3 town centres, with Stark still building his third. So Squeak 4 villages ahead and set to get slightly more in the lead even than that, with Stark still finishing the third one. But Stark with the relic advantage and the military advantage for now. Although, barring a full or more full push with conquistadors, in which siege is also added to the conquistadors, the military numbers, now that all the relics from the middle have been taken, don't really come into that much effect at this particular stage of the game. Stark now doing loom. I think he was maybe a little bit too low on food to queue villages in all of his TCs there, so just choosing to get loom now. And he actually clicked wheelbarrow as well, so that's probably why he was low on food. He quickly expended 175, and then that meant he couldn't queue villages in the other TCs, got loom instead. But yeah, starting to look like a boom war now, isn't it? But Stark did actually add 4th TC, which Squeak hasn't chosen to do. Squeak's boom was faster, but in the end it's not going to be bigger. Squeak now getting loom as well, with handcart kicking in. That's really important. You get that, and then a couple of minutes later you suddenly find you've mounted up the food, amassed the food to go to Imperial Age. No sign of Stark clicking that just now. And actually getting Town Watch, he's feeling quite... it seems like he's fearing something here. And given that he saw he was quite far ahead in military terms, in military count, earlier, and he took the best fights at the start, killed a couple of monks as well. Surprised he feels the need to get Town Watch. I think he should feel more comfortable than he does right now. Look at the economies. Squeak 400 food, well 350, and 275 gold. Gold mining coming in for him as well. And like I said, he's got a handcart. How many farmers is he on? 30 farmers with handcart. That is going to amount to a massive food income pretty damn soon. Stark, 34 farmers with no handcart. 35. And more resources in the bank. A lot of gold. Getting in those relics faster really helps, of course, and he could still sell 100 stone as well if he wants to. Buy a couple of 100 food and be on his way in just a minute or two. Whereas Squeak, looking like he's going to be delayed a little bit more. Total relic gold at this point is probably quite significant difference between the two. Yeah, 200 extra relic gold for Stark, just because of those couple of snipes and the fact that Stark got 3. Yeah, we just saw Stark finishing handcart there. But Squeak probably going to end up selling food. But one reason, and selling wood as well, actually. Okay, so he's close. Didn't spot that he had that big bank of wood. But the difference, and the reason why Squeak, even though he had more resources, more villages earlier, suddenly had assign similar amounts of resources to Stark, is the fact that he was stayed fairly heavily on stone to be able to build a second castle. I'm not sure where he's putting. Yeah, he's putting that here, protecting that exposed gold mine, of course. Still got this one over here that he's yet to really secure. Sanctity on his monks and padded archer armor wise on the way. The Imperial times are literally identical to the nearest second, 30 minutes and 57. This is going to be a close one, guys. Stark has now surpassed Squeak by village count just slightly, given that he had the 4th TC. Like I said, Squeak booming slightly faster or taking an early lead in the boom, and then Stark making up the difference with and then some with the 4th TC. But importantly, Squeak 2 castles to 1. Now that's important both in conquistador production and trebuchet production, which is really important for the Spanish War in the early Imperial Age, because it's probably going to turn into like Trebs, Conks and Monks war now and try and take down the other person's castle. And Squeak's going to have the advantage there. He's also, like as we've seen, been doing monk upgrades, Sanctity. Stark doesn't have that just yet, and seemingly not thinking about it, but he is at least getting +2 archer armor. Squeak not doing that yet, and neither of them with a stable yet to get bloodlines. The forces are gathering. The Imperial Age time is going to kick in right now. There we go. And let's check what's going on in the castles. Stark, if he didn't have line of sight before, just did. He's just suffered a casualty, and we'll be able to see just how many conquistadors Squeak had for a moment there in the fog of war. Let's go to Stark's castle. 1 trebuchet, of course. Squeak, elite conquistadors and no trebuchets. That's interesting, but look how heavily he's going into the monk upgrades. Illumination, theocracy, block printing. Spanish monks pretty decent. And Squeak, with this many monks and theocracy done, in particular, is going to be having the opportunity to convert a lot of conquistadors in that first engagement if Stark is leaving them out there to be grabbed by him and block printing. 12 range against the 6 range of the conquistadors really gives them a huge chance to snag conquistadors from a distance.
Monday.
1 treb emerging for Squeak. Second one almost being produced, and now he's going to deploy and start firing at Stark. Stark has actually deployed his trebuchets defensively to try and snipe Squeak. The first shot lands. 2 more shots coming in, and they are going to miss. Good for Squeak, but he can still only sustain 2 shots. And 1 more hit. He needs villagers out there right now to repair that. These guys need to come running, but yeah, actually no, he's got villagers right behind there. I missed that. They're invisible behind the structure of the trebuchets, but now it's going to be 3 trebuchets versus 3 and equalising it. At least 1 villager there going down. Squeak's still got 2 repairing villagers. He's only firing at castles rather than trebuchets. Accurate shots by Stark's ones makes a treb war 3 versus 2 in his favour, but now Stark is being lured out. He's got bloodlines, but his elite conquistador just complete at the same time. Squeak doesn't have bloodlines, and he doesn't have +4 just yet, so even with the monks in the rear helping out, Stark taking the better of that, or seemingly having the advantage until the monks properly came up behind anyway. But yeah, the 1 castle versus 2 castle means that Squeak, even as he loses trebuchets, is able to continually bring more and more forward and equalise out the treb numbers. Stark though, definitely with a lot more conks, but how many is he going to lose now as those block printing monks get involved? Only 1 conversion, quickly sniped down by Starks. Stark is wanting to add ram, capped ram, also researching hoardings in the castle, so not producing any extra trebuchets or anything like that, and choosing to get hoardings. Masonry as well. I was going to say, if anything, I just thought he'd carried on producing trebuchets and getting masonry at the university. Squeak's going to bring in another trebuchet, and he's actually on 3 castles now, and he's mining all of the gold that are outside. Squeak is starting to look really good now. He's going to have 6 trebuchets, and even, I don't know if Spanish villagers get a repair bonus as well as a building bonus, but even if they did, you can't hold 6 trebuchets, and now Stark is probably about to lose a good number of those trebs, especially if the conks come forward. I think Squeak 8. Is this 8 trebuchets now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trebs. Yeah, I think he would do well to start adding in more conquistadors. Just keep these trebs safe. Wouldn't hurt to have a few more because Stark does have a lot, but he's got the production now. Stark 2 more castles in the back. Should have a bit remiss of me not to just check the back of Stark's base to see if he had any more, but yes, certainly. I think, even though Stark has more villages and a bigger population at this point, Squeak seems to just have momentum and he can do a lot of damage to Stark right now. Siege rounds being added, researched by Stark, but honestly those siege workshops can go down in 5 seconds between like 10 trebs, is that now? I don't even know. Too lazy to count. 9 siege units. And also, all the relics in this monster, yeah, all 3 relics there. Squeak could steal all of those. And look at that. That's directly on his mind, denied them the gold income. Squeak actually with 1 scout right there. Just picking off our bills. Let's go back to this fight. Okay, no fight. But I really think Squeak needs just to get bloodlines. That's the only thing really at the moment that's can make a big difference in the fight. That's not in his favour, that is. Faith now for Stark. I think it's like the most expensive monk tech in total resource cost, I think. But I've actually missed just how many monk techs he's done at this point. Notice he's getting some in. I think I saw him getting atonement as well, though maybe that was Squeak. But yeah, Squeak 30 military advantage now. It's pretty damn massive. He's on 46 conquistadors, 18 monks, and 10 trebuchets. 9 trebs in a cat round to 34 elite conquistadors. No monks. This Stark lost his only monastery. Well, no, not his only monastery. He's got another one here, but he lost the one with all the relics in, and he's not been producing any monks. Siege Ram's gonna try and get to the trebuchet. This is a potential issue. So many trebuchets can die so quickly, and in the meantime, all of Squeak's conquistadors are taking massive damage from Stark's conquistadors in the back. The monks are getting some conversions. Some of them are being sniped down, but Squeak has just lost 9 trebuchets to Siege Ram. Siege Ram is causing a massive turnaround in Squeak's fortunes now. He still has the advantage in conquistador numbers, but it's not by much. He lost all the monks, all the trebuchets in a heartbeat, and Stark now is starting to make up some ground, or at least push Squeak back out of his base. Squeak is still firing at the siege rams as Stark's own conquistadors do the work. Wow, what a turnaround. Get the feeling the game's running a little bit too much. Exactly, CLB manual. I agree with you. What a way to come back indeed. Heresy OP. Is that what was causing it? I missed Squeak getting heresy, but that makes a lot of sense. Sorry, if Stark getting heresy. But yes, Stark wasn't suffering conversions if what they are saying in the spec chat was true there. And yeah, Squeak's hurt massively by that heresy upgrade for Stark if he did get it. A couple of conquistadors somehow inside the base. Not sure how. He's going to try and convert them back, but yeah. Meanwhile, Stark laying siege to this castle over here, and 3, 4, 5 bills, 6 bills even, trying to repair. Stark's trying to snipe them now, and I think that castle will survive. But actually, no, it won't, because Conquistador number's still in Stark's favour slightly there, and Squeak is retreating. He doesn't want to hold that. He doesn't want to fire into the rams, and yeah, the castle will go down. I love how they are sharing the sharing the left chord. And Siege Workshop. Stark just wants more and more rams. We've already seen what rams can do for him in this game, and the fact that he's got lots of siege rams in the fight has really made a big difference here. Squeak still trying to put another castle up on the left, take control of this area. It's not controlling the gold though, but he's going to have more castles. He's building another one here. Issue for him is he's losing control of this front gold. Still mining this one, and he's going to have more control of this area. Siege Ram and a light cav here. Love this. That's going to clean up that whole area if Stark's not even looking. Let's return to here. Some monks, but a lot more siege rams. And those guys going down for pretty much nothing. Remember, Squeak still should have 5 relics though. Did he take all of them back? Yeah, Squeak still with 5 relics. That's really important. Stark's selling a lot. We did see him get guilds. Make sure he gets a good price. Kill to death ratio is so massively against Squeak right now. But nonetheless, he's still in with a decent shot. But the lack of siege ram, I know, he's got siege rams out of his own now. But he hasn't got them into the fight. The lack of actually getting siege rams into the fight to counter Stark ones or to go head to head with Stark's ones is a thing that's really keeping him on the back foot for now. As well as just Stark's overall numbers. I think he's got about 15 conquistadors more, 20 conquistadors more even. Squeak is losing a lot here. The Rams weren't in quite the right position. And GG. Man, what a turnaround by Stark with that siege ram play and presumably the heresy upgrade like this. The spectator said, I honestly didn't see Stark actually research it in the spectator overlay research bars, but there it is, and it goes a long way towards explaining just how Stark turned that round in a heartbeat. What a game to decide the series, and Stark came back from 2-0 down to win 3-2 there, and for a moment it looked like he was perhaps in danger of losing with Squeak putting in that big push, but Siege Ram and Heresy turning it round amazingly for him. What a great game. But yeah, did feel like an early GG for Squeak. But that when he just lost like another 10 conks right at the end there, it was going to be like 50 army versus 10. And he would have struggled to hold Stark's momentum against like 10 siege rams and 30 conks when he only had like 2 rams and 10 conks of his own. Stark is saying, man, I was losing 2-0. Big headache. Just thinking, shit, I lost less than metal. Oh, no kidding, but every time in this tournament I play thinking I'll lose versus this guy, I end up in those 3-2 series. Guess I need to feel the knife close to my throat to start doing something about it. I hope you're in better shape versus Vinch, says Racer, the tournament admin. Heresy OP, Heresy plus Faith, yep, Bloodline's useful too. Those upgrades cost me a lot, but those upgrades really changed the game. Heresy, Faith, Siege Ram and Bloodlines all massively influential there. Man. Oh, Squeak. Thank God it's finally over. So close yet so far. Man, the Arabia games that I wanted to cast is still happening, and they have been playing for 1 hour and 40 minutes or so now. So that's telling me that it's a really long series, and they still haven't finished. So it could be 2 hours of real time's worth. So you're looking at 3 hours worth of in-game time, maybe, which means that I'm not going to cast those tonight because I've already been streaming for about 2 hours and 45 minutes, and it's too much to do now. But those are looking like they're going to be a great series, so I'll try and avoid spoilers on those myself, and try and cast them maybe tomorrow. Should be able to find some time in the afternoon, I think, but we'll see, or maybe in the evening. It depends. Like, I need to get to tomorrow to find out whether I'll be free in the afternoon or the evening. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream now because I'm too tired to take on such a large series after that. But keep your eyes peeled for more streams on all the channels of Masters of Arena 4 and Masters of Arabia 2 vs 2 in the next week. Head to aoczone.net to check out the event calendar and see when the streams are going to go live, and follow the channel if you haven't already to get notifications of when stuff's happening. Cheers for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed that series. That wasn't what I expected to be watching tonight, but it was pretty damned entertaining in the end. Good night.